when the app is free, your personal data security payment, nothing is free. The owners of the free apps, they're not charitable owners. They're building these apps to make money. It's a for-profit venture. And these days, the apps don't even ask you to pay. Why? Have you ever wondered why? AI doesn't just wake up one day and know things. AI gets better through continuous exposure to the real world. And it gets better through the feedback we give it. Even OpenAI collects data from ChatGPT users to train and fine-tune it further.
Hi everyone, my name is Chika and this is Synthesis and Script.
Do you know what is wild? That AI model answering your questions, writing your emails, generating features that make you look like you're in a commercial, all of it started with data. Mountains of data labeled by humans, scraped from the internet, and sometimes without permission. And now the internet is fighting back. Trending in the data branch of AI is data startup controversies, copyright issues, and a company that controls 20% of the internet stepping in like a bouncer. Today, I'm breaking it all down, including where AI gets its training data, who does the grunt work, and what is changing about data collection in 2025. So, a quick backstory. I've been obsessed with AI lately. No, I wasn't living under a rock before now. I just have this pull to be more AI aware, learn AI as much as I can. I mean, this tool that has so much potential and is already changing society and the way we live. And this is my second wave of AI obsession, by the way. So when ChatGPT first launched, I tested it like on everything I could think of. Story writing, research for my blog post, idea generation and optimization, you name it. It was cool, but it was limited. And this was in 2022. And at the time, it couldn't give you information after 2021 because its training data was bought in 2021. And you fast forward to today, we have newer models, internet connected tools, and you can literally ask ChatGPT for breaking news. And by the way, LLMs are not built to be used as search engines. Using it that way is like using sledgehammer to kill a mosquito. But ChatGPT is so good that people are abandoning Google for it. And that kind of ability didn't just happen magically. It happened because of data. And that's part of what this video is about. How AI gets trained using real world data, why companies are being dragged, and how all of this affects us. So, what is AI training data? Before a model can write a winning PC or generate a video, it needs to be trained. And to train an AI model, you need data, a lot of it. But not just any data, the data has to be relevant to the AI's goal. For example, say you're building a finance AI, train it with financial data. If it's legal AI, train with legal data, general purpose model. Use books, websites, any useful human data that will help it generate human-like responses. It works. Now, the data has to be cleaned so the AI is not confused and won't make a lot of mistakes when it is deployed because the quality of the training data makes the AI model. That's like the basis of how the AI performs. And most importantly, the data has to be labeled so the model understands what it is seeing. And the labels and the tags serve as identifying markers for the AI. And humans like me and you are paid to manually tag and label and categorize this raw data so the AI can learn from it. Just like training a baby. It has to be exposed to the world to function in order to perform. And data is that exposure. And all of this, like this process is called data annotation or data labeling. And it is the unglamorous but crucial part of the AI pipeline. And sometimes companies have to outsource this part to other companies, like Scale AI or Search AI, which are two of the most prominent data for AI companies. And also sometimes these companies outsource the outsourced contracts to a fourth party. How bad or how tedious this is. So let me give you a vivid example of how this process plays out. And shout out to Andrew Ng for this example. I'm copying it from his AI for Everyone course. So say you want to build an AI to help farmers identify like key weeds in a farm. The first step is that you have to teach the AI model what a weed is. You first collect thousands of images of weeds, crops, pests, even deaths. Anything that the AI has to interface with in doing its job. And these pictures have to be gotten from a farm. Like history has to go to the field and take the pictures. That is if you don't already have a database containing this data. My old pictures are your raw data. After the data collection, you label every single one. This is a maize, this is a maize, that's a healthy plant, that's an unhealthy plant. And once the AI gets to tell them apart, you then teach it what to do when it finds a weed, maybe activating microsprays to kill it. And this whole process takes a lot of trial and error in a lab. After that, you test in a controlled environment before you take it out to the wild. And mind you, your system doesn't have to be perfect before you actually launch it. Your beta users are the ones who make the models and vulnerabilities exposed, like in ways you and your team would never even imagine. So every time the model sees new data, it learns, and AI gets better through continuous exposure to the real world, and it gets better through the feedback we give it. Even OpenAI collects data from ChatGPT users to train and fine tune it further. Those are your up votes and down votes in ChatGPT's responses as feedback. But keep in mind that the AI's quality depends heavily on how good that initial training data is. And that the data will move giants. Now, you can do all the labeling yourself, for if you want to move fast, you hire experts. That's where data labeling and annotation companies like AI and Sword AI come in. These companies specialize in creating AI-ready data sets. They have massive teams, tools, and processes to source the data, label it accurately, and clean it up. Then they deliver it in formats that are AI ready for engineers to use instantly. Essentially, they are like a scaffolding when you build it, the scaffolding builders for most of the big AI companies that I know. Well, behind all of this efficiency is controversy. So let's talk about Skill AI. The data labeling startup founded by Alexander without the E, Wang. Recently, Skill AI made headlines again after Meta's $14.3 billion for 49% stake investments trended. This time, it has been scrutinized over how it handles data and labor. And there are concerns about whether some of the training data that it has was ethically sourced. And then there's the working conditions of the annotators that they use, especially in outsourced labor markets, including low wages, lack of mental support for the traumatized staff. And there's a whole lot more to this that this video cannot even begin to cover. So let's just skip over it. And there have been concerns about them publicly exposing their client data. Even one of Skinny's co-founders, Lucy Go, caught hit online for promoting an anti-work-life balance. I think she said something about working 14 hours per day. But that's a bit for another day. So to put these controversies into perspective, who was one of their biggest clients before Meta's investment made them withdraw their contracts with them? And there are concerns now about whose newest AI video generator Gemini Views to be being trained on the data that these contractors worked on. That the poor quality of the data they choose is probably what is allowing View 3 generate content that most AI models are trained to not generate, or at least say no when their users request it. In the meantime, Surge AI, Scale AI's biggest competitor, is marketing itself as an ethical alternative using more structured and high quality data. So it's more like equal versus Pepsi version of the data industry. That's what's going on there now. This brings the conversation to personal data concerns. When the app is free, your personal data is a payment. I mean, in this digital age, even before the AI boom, data is new oil. And one of the ways we freely allow our data to be harvested or burned is by us signing up to free apps because nothing is free. The owners of the free apps, they're not charity owners. They're building these apps to make money. It's a for profit venture. And one of the ways they make the money is by selling your data, either for to companies for targeted ads or for AI training. You can remember in 2019 when the viral aging app came out, it was kind of like one of a kind in its time because TikTok was not even like a thing then. I'm not going to say small, but it was the app where you upload your picture and then you download a version of you that has aged for a tiny fee. I think it was around 1,500 there. So everyone jumped on it, including celebrities. Well, the filter was probably not the main product, even though you paid for it. And your picture was probably used to train an AI model without your permission. Now, I keep saying probably because, like, these are allegations because nobody has been caught red-handed. Is when they are caught and found guilty that would say they actually did it. But we know that these things happen. So, companies involved, they never confirm their part in these allegations. Until they're proven guilty, we keep using allegedly. And allegedly, every picture you uploaded became part of a data set to help an AI model learn faces, aging patterns, skin tones, etc. And these days, the apps don't even ask you to pay. Why? Have you ever wondered why? Because your data is more valuable than your money. Um, so let's get into the legal mess happening with the data industry. In the past year, artists, writers, and major publishers have sued AI companies claiming their content was used or scraped without consent, permission. Entire books, blogs, images fed into these models without permission. And some of the court cases are still ongoing. Some have, you know, reached a bad verdict that everybody did not swallow. But some of these verdicts are redefining what fair use means for training AI, whether AI companies owe royalties for using public data previously, and how the open internet will be used for training um, future AI models. And some of the pressures that have been mounted to this on these AI companies have meant that they've had to reach agreements with some publishers, even though we don't know how valuable those agreements are right now. And the people that are going to be is just a small fraction of the entire industry. So now Cloudflare has entered the scene. So Cloudflare is a company that makes you verify that you're a human being, verify that you're a human, especially when you've been browsing a little too much, like um, too much activity coming from your IP. So they are saying that these AI companies are going to be taking a permission-based crawling approach. It means that if an AI wants to scrape your site, it has to ask first and maybe ask you to pay, ask it to pay. And this is one of the major shifts that's happening in the data industry where the power dynamics is changing to in favor of the people that own the content instead of the AI companies using things freely. Like it's no longer free as it used to be. So the relationship between AI companies and content owners have actually been very parasitic. I mean, a case in point is where these companies help in training AI models and then the AI models take away most of their traffic. I remember Stack Overflow. It's a platform where programmers go to answer questions and get feedback from other experienced programmers. So people have had similar experiences and some of this data was just through, I think, ChatGPT or one of these AI models. And now people rarely go to visit Stack Overflow. They prefer to chat with AI models. That is in cases where the debugging tools are not already inside their IDB. So Cloudflare's pay-per-crawl tool is in position to save the day for cases like this. So yeah, data is the new oil, but just like oil, how you get it matters. And AI doesn't just wake up one day and know things. It learns from our vlogs, our tweets, our faces, our quotes, and our behavioral patterns online. And as the fight over the compensation for data use heats up, we're all going to feel the impact. And hopefully, AI companies do better in the future. So let me know what you think. If you own a website, will you allow an AI chatbot scrape your website for cash? Um, Drop your thoughts in the comments. I've linked some of the detailed articles I used in my research in the description in case you want to read up or on your own. And if you have any AI related concept or idea or concern you would like me to dissect, let me know too. And if you like this video, give it a thumbs up and share, subscribe so you see more of my videos. Thank you.